Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today is going to be my August TBR, but I also wanted to try a little something different and combine my August TBR with my July wrap-up. I have found that sometimes I don't feel like doing a wrap-up, but I still want to talk about the books that I've read. So I thought I would go through the books that I've read in July and just real quick and get my thoughts out there and then move on to my August TBR. In total, I read 6 books, so I did read other books that were not included on my TBR. Half of them being ones that I read as a ebook from NetGalley or from Kindle Unlimited. So let's dive into the wrap-up real quick. So the first book I ended up reading was A Barbarian Lover by Ruby Dixon. This was actually on my July TBR and I managed to read it. This is the third book in the Ice Planet Barbarian series that is just a whole lot of fun. This one follows Kira and her significant other, and I just really like their relationship a whole lot. Kira got a little bit annoying at times, but I totally understood where she was coming from. I just have a lot of fun with this series. This one is just one of those ones that you read knowing that it's almost like a trashy romance, but not at the same time. There is a plot to it, which I really enjoy. I love all the characters in this series. I can't wait to continue on with it. This one I gave 3 out of 5 stars. Next, I read The Lying Game by Ruth Ware. This was also on my July TBR. This is, I think, my 3rd Ruth Ware book, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It follows a group of friends who went to boarding school together, and one of them calls them up and says that she needs them, and they all come running to help her out. And it follows them briefly in the past while they were at school, as well as in the present, trying to figure out what's going on. Something happened in their past that they lied about, hence the lying game. And they're all kind of struggling with that. So you're kind of getting the mystery of what happened in the past, even though they are fully aware of what happened, as well as the present of what is actually, going on in the present time with somebody finding a body. So it's a lot of twists and turns and characters trying to come together and learning that maybe they were lying to each other the whole time. So I really enjoyed this one. Ruth Ware has become a favorite author of mine for sure, so I can't wait to check more of her stuff out. Next, I read a book that wasn't on my TBR, but I saw the author tweet about her upcoming release, and I had it on NetGalley, so I decided to check it out, and it is Iron Widow by Shirin J. Zhao. This is a young adult fantasy novel that I had previously requested on NetGalley just because of the cover. It's freaking beautiful, as well as the synopsis. But then when the author said that there was a polyamorous relationship in it, I was like, I'm here for it. So ready. However, I was so disappointed in this book. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. This one, I think, comes out in September, maybe October. It comes out this fall. I love the polyamorous relationship. You don't get that a lot in YA or any other genre, really. You don't really see a healthy polyamorous relationship, but I loved that representation, and I love the whole representation in general. I, however, just did not like the characters, and the plot itself I was just kind of not here for. I just really could not connect with it at all. I thought the writing was not up to par. I think the author has a lot of potential, and I would love to see more from this author. But in this book, as of right now, seeing as it is an arc, I could not get into it, unfortunately, and I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. So disappointed, because I love polyamorous relationships so much. But I would recommend checking it out for yourself if you are interested in seeing a polyamorous relationship in a young adult novel. Next, I read another book that was on my TBR, and it was The Expert Systems Champion by Tchaikovsky. This is an adult sci-fi novella. I had previously read the first one in this series. It actually might only be two, might be a duology, I don't entirely know. The first one follows a young man named Hendrix who is kind of cast out of his village and his family, and he's meant to travel the world. Usually that means certain death because they can't really live off the land because of this symbiotic relationship that they have with something that's in their body, and he no longer has that. But along the way, he meets other people like him, and they become this whole band of brothers, basically, and they're learning about what happened on this planet, how they got there, and who the ancestors are, and things like that. I really enjoy Adrian Tchaikovsky's writing. I want to read more of his stuff. I've only ever read these two novellas from him, but I'm so interested in all of his other works. This one features some bugs and insect-type alien things, which I have been told is a thing for Adrian's writing, so I'm interested to see other books by him. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. I really recommend it if you want like a fast-paced sci-fi novella. Next, I read an arc of a middle grade graphic novel, which is A Treasure in the Lake by Jason Pament. This was super cute, and it follows these two characters who are the best of friends, and they come across this river that has dried up, and in the process of exploring the river they find this abandoned, sunken town, and they think it's the greatest discovery in the world, and they're super excited for it. And then all of a sudden the river floods again, and they have to come together and grow their relationship and what it truly means, and you know, all the classic perfect middle grade novel in this format. It's so cute, and the illustrations are just adorable. It's also illustrated by the author as well. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I think this deserves a place on a lot of middle school teachers' bookshelves for sure, and it has such a good message. The final book I read was The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. This is an adult horror novel and my first Grady Hendrix novel. Unfortunately, I was a bit disappointed by this. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, which is still good. However, I was expecting a lot more. The premise is just amazing. It's basically, have you ever wondered what happens to the survivors at the end of horror movies? Well, this is the answer. It's just total chaos. The downside of this novel for me are the characters. I did not like them. I can understand where they're coming from because they have gone through very traumatic experiences in the past, and now they're about to go through it again, so I can understand them a bit. I just didn't like them at all. And there's also quite a few of them that where I was getting confused with their pasts and their stories. I was getting them mixed up in my head. However, if you are going into this fully expecting a slasher film in book format, then you're going to enjoy this because it was just chaos. There was the humor in it. There was the outrageous scenarios. It was a lot of fun to listen to because I read it through audiobook, so I would recommend the audiobook. The narrator did an amazing job. However, I just couldn't really connect to the characters, so unfortunately I didn't enjoy this one as much as I wanted to. I will probably check out more of Grady Hendrix stuff because I've heard amazing things about his other novels, but this one just wasn't the best. Okay, so that's it for my July wrap-up. Now we're gonna go into the August TBR. I did not read a few of the books that were on my previous TBR video, however, I did start them, so I'm going to start out with those real quick. I am 3/4 of the way through The Last Watch by J.S. Dews and absolutely loving it, so I'm going to add this to my August TBR because I'm going to be finishing it this month. I only have like this much left, and I should be able to finish it pretty quickly. I just love this novel. It's so fast-paced for sci-fi for me, and I just can't wait to see what happens next. And then I also did start my reread of The Naming by Alison Croghan. I got caught up with this one, which is why I didn't get through this one. However, I did make it to page 150. And this is a reread, so I totally know how everything's gonna happen and things like that, but I do want to finish rereading this one this month as well. So these are going to be added to my TBR, and then I'm going to do my Jeopardy TBR game to come up with 5 more books that I want to read this month. All right, let's go into the first roll here. Category 1, which is sci-fi. And it's number 6. So if you don't know, the rule is, since there's only 5 prompts here, if I roll 2 6s, I have to add another roll, basically, to get another book to read. So far I already have 2 books that I want to read, and I might get another one. So we got to roll again. I got another 6. So automatically we're going in with another book. So 6 rolls is what's going to happen this month. So that means I will have at least 8 books. All right, we got category 4, which is miscellaneous, so that could be anything. I always forget what's happening. And 4 again. So let's see what we have here. Oh, this is perfect. The 2 that I can fit something in. It says finish a current read. So basically I can just choose this one. I'm gonna finish this one. So automatically this one is on it as well. Yay, that's exciting. I'm glad I could actually fit that in with one of my prompts. We're gonna get a new prompt up there. I'm not looking at what it is. This is going to be the new prompt. 5 rolls to go. Category 2, which is romance. And number 5. No! We got daily double. So if you don't know what this means that the next roll that I do, I have to choose 2 books for that prompt. Oh my goodness, this month is going to be absolutely wild. So this is going to be the new prompt. All right, roll number 2, take 2. Category 3, which is YA. And prompt number 3. So for this one, I have to choose 2 books for it because I got a daily double on the last one. Okay, all right, not bad. This is not bad. It's recent purchase, and I do have a few recent purchases here that I am very interested in reading. Okay, so I found the 2 that I wanted to read. So the first one is A Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Shuttleworth, which is a young adult fantasy novel. The cover is freaking gorgeous, and apparently this also has LGBTQ plus representation in it. Specifically, I think there are lesbians in this. I'm not entirely sure. We're going to find out. I'm very excited. There's high fae in this. Clearly there's wings on them. I literally am just so excited. I don't know anything else about it. I pretty much mainly bought it for the cover. I see other people were buying it, so I needed to check it out for myself. It is just freaking gorgeous. I'm very excited to read this one. And the other one that I chose is one that I didn't know I was receiving. It came in Fairy Loot's box. I don't remember which one. It actually probably was the most recent one for July, possibly, but it is 6 Crimson Cranes, which is by Elizabeth Lim. This cover is beautiful, this edition. The spine, the front, the back, and then the pages, as well as the sprayed edges on the bottom and the top. It's just beautiful. This one is following a young woman that I believe on her day of her betrothal or her marriage, she loses control of this magic that she's not supposed to have, and she's banished by her stepmother, and along the way she is trying to find her brothers, and of course things are gonna happen. I don't know much else about it. I probably didn't describe that very well, but I'm very excited to read it either way. It's just gorgeous, and I think it's gonna have really good representation in it. So that's 3 books right there with 2 rolls. How many books am I supposed to have? I think I'm supposed to have 7. I don't know. We're gonna find out. We're just on roll number 3 now. Actually number 2, which is romance, and number 5, category. One we just put back up there. I gotta put another one there on the YA. Illustrated cover. Illustrated cover. I know the perfect one for this one. The book I'm choosing for this one is Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. This one, I've heard mixed things about, but a friend of mine has really enjoyed it. I believe this one is about a celebrity who is really into fan fiction and has this connection with the writer of the fan fiction, which I believe is the woman here. And they meet up and they have this like publicity stunt type thing going on. Don't know too much else about it, but I think it's going to be really cute and I'm very excited for it. Before we go into the next roll, let me replace the 2 prompts that I didn't replace yet. So here is the one for the YA section and the romance one. All right, roll number 4, category 2, romance again, and prompt number 3, Regency Romance. So this one is actually an arc which comes out in September. I think it's Regency Romance, but it's by one of my favorite new romance authors. It is Bombshell by Sarah McLean, which she does write some Regency Romance stuff, so I'm going to assume that this was Regency Romance. It doesn't entirely say it on the back, but when I think of this author and just looking at the cover, it just kind of looks like a Regency Romance to me. A scandalous one, but Regency all the same. So I am going to try to read this one. The bookstore that I work at is actually having a event with this author, virtual, of course. So I kind of want to read the book before the event just because I like the author. So we'll see how this one goes. I know nothing about it, but I think it's going to be fun. As all of these Regency romances seem to be. So I am going to try to read this one. New prompt. I'm gonna have a lot of repeats because I'm like too lazy to come up with new prompts, so bear with me on those for sure. So now we're going into roll number 5 right now. Category 5, fantasy. And roll number 4, favorite author. How do I want to do this? I'm gonna have a lot of books to read right now, so which one do I want to choose? I know what I'm gonna do. It may be young adult, but it is fantasy, and it is a new favorite author of mine. It's also an arc, which this book comes out beginning of October. And the publisher was so kind enough to send me not only an advanced arc, but basically an advanced manuscript. It's a bound manuscript. I'm very excited. But it is Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson. This is her newest one. I absolutely loved Sorcery of Thorns by her, and she has also written An Enchantment of Ravens, which I didn't like as much, but I still thought it was a lot of fun. And I just can't wait to see what she does with this one. It looks really dark. I love me some dark fantasy, so I'm totally interested in reading this one. I just am drawn to it because of the cover as well as the author herself. I don't know anything about it. There's nothing on the back because this is a bound manuscript, but I am very excited to read this one. Thank you to the publisher for sending me a advanced copy. Hopefully I can get to it very soon. All right, this is the new prompt that's going up here. So roll number 6 is category 4, which is miscellaneous, and prompt 2. So this is the last roll. Oh my god, no! So this one is a specific book. It is To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. I put this one as a prompt because I don't think I would have been able to get to it unless it was a prompt, and now I don't even know where it is. Alright. This Chunky Beast is another book I'm going to be trying to read this month. Oh no, this is a lot. How long is this one? Oh my god, it's like it's 850 pages. We're gonna try. I have heard okay things about this book, which is why I put it as just a prompt all by itself, because I don't think I would have picked it up in any other prompt for a sci-fi section. I don't know what it's about, but I got an advanced copy of it. This has already come out. It came out last year, and I was really excited to get to it, but then I was hearing just not great things about it for a little while. But this is Paolini's first adult book. He is the author of the Aragon series. I almost said Aragorn from Lord of the Rings, but Aragon. Aragon series, which I never read myself, but I was interested in this one just because of the fact that his first adult sci-fi. So we're gonna see how it goes. I have a lot of books to read, and I have other books here too that I want to potentially try to get to this month, but I don't think I'm going to now because of the chaos that is my stack already. So real quick before I end this video, I'm going to put a new prompt up onto the miscellaneous here. This is the new prompt. I don't even know if you can say it, but that's the new prompt. Okay, so I am still going to try to finish my reread of The Naming, but obviously it is not a top priority, but I am going to still try to finish this one as well. So that means I have a lot of reading to do this month. Okay, so there you have it, everyone. These are all of the books I'm going to attempt to read this month. Please let me know if you have read any of these ones and what you have thought about them. I would love to know. Please like this video and subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye!